Perfect. So breathe your back body down to the earth. So our play today is the power of rooting into the earth to rise above. So once your spine is lengthened down, your shoulder blades have a little more room either side. Just rock for a moment left and right. Feel that little bit of movement of your arm bones to drift away from your heart down to the earth. Breathe in that power, that blessing energy from the earth of Lakshmi today. It's that innermost radiance, that abundance of love that we breathe into our heart from the earth. And then slowly, like sand angel, your arms up over your head. Notice which shoulder blade follows, which one feels a little restricted. Exhale, sand angel, your arms down toward your hips. So do that 2 more times, just noticing what happens. As the arms go up, do your ribs float away from the blanket? As the arms come down, do you feel any other shift within? Last time, to reach the arms up overhead. This time, press the base of your skull a little firmly into your roll and see if you notice how that drifts your low belly down. Then breathe your back ribs firmly into your blanket so you feel your roots. That's our play today, the lotus blossom arising from the mud, from the depths of the ocean to shine oh so brightly above. One more breath with this more active form, reaching the base of your skull down, reaching your back ribs down. Feel how your belly also drops down. Let the breath fill the entirety of your back body, that side that connects you to your energy, to your source. Reach your arms a little longer, legs a little further away from you, that playful nature. And then to come off our roll, remembering that imprint, simply bend your knees, roll them to one side so you come through your little fetal position. Press your hands to come up. You can just slide your blanket off to the side and just for a moment come and sit cross-legged, Sukhasana, easy pose. Hands press down to your knees resist back to your hands. Let that create that same lift in the low belly you felt when you pressed the base of your skull into your blanket. So we keep connecting back to source. Oops, sorry, I didn't do my muting here either. That's when I lost my screen. Oh, not doing that one again. Not doing the share. I keep pressing the wrong button. Good. So take a full participants. And we go mute, mute. Perfect. All right. Back in business. Good. Just a moment seated, hands to knees as we did. Shrug your shoulders. Let your shoulder blades travel down. Turn your palms out. Root your sit bones into the earth so you're setting that solid foundation. Hands to the heavens. Imagine you're lying over your roll again. So ribs drop down. Hands reach up. Little finger, thumb come together. Exhale. Cascade this shape down.
You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. I did everybody. It's morning of flaws. I didn't realize I had me. That helps. There we go. Now we be good.
Got it.
Perfect. I just hit all. I'm one of the all. Didn't miss anything. Reach your arms out and up. Thumb, little finger come together so you make this shape, this chalice-like shape. This is the lotus blossom. Let it land slowly towards your heart. Your gaze follows your hands downward, inward. So breathe in that breath of life force, of Lakshmi, of love, of beauty, of empathy, of radiance, of generosity, of abundance, all the power that comes with us when we tap in to this sense of ground to grow. Inhale, reach up one more time so we give of ourselves our gift to the world and those around. Exhale, hands down. Come to interlace your fingers behind. Nudge your tailbone down with your thumb, squeeze your elbows to the midline and lengthen your arm bone just once or twice, a little rock side to side to greet the spaciousness of our heart that we will expand and drop into today. Nice. Lower your hands, move your legs around, find your way to all fours. A simple starting position with some cat-cows. Keep your blanket blocks and strap close by. Start on your fingertips. So again, our play of Lakshmi, our play of the lotus is really rooting into the earth. So press your fingertips and let your back body arch. Let it press to the heavens. The belly draws in, the head hangs softly. Exhale completely, some old remnant of breath. Inhale, length, your fingers come down so you're bending at your knuckles as your heart comes forward. So we're reaching through the water, we're reaching through all the scenarios that play out in our lives. Good. Exhale back to cat arch. This time let the whole palms land like you're making imprints to grow from deep in the mud in the depth of your being. Exhale, belly to spine. Nice. Inhale, hands feel like they're turning two knobs away from one another. So your heart, your clavicles broaden, your heart center broadens, and we make more space to receive. Feel like you're going to a cat arch, so your belly draws in, but we don't actually go there. Instead, you're going to lift right leg, left hand. Inhale them as far away from you as you can, so you're reaching through the water, forward, backward, belly, buoyant and bright. Exhale, curl in, elbow taps the inside of your knee. Squeeze them gently. Feel that power in your center to root, to rise. Inhale, reach forward, thumb lifts, heel lifts. As the thumb and the heel lift, feel the belly lift with them. So we don't go into our arch, we go more into our cow. Exhale, elbow on top of the knee, that squeeze, almost like that thinking pose, that pause in between. Inhale to reach again. Good, one last one. Elbow sneaks on the outside edge of your knee for a little press. Feel how that connects to your center. This time keep the knee bent, lift the hand, paint a big circle with your palm all the way through the heavens. Follow the hand with your gaze until you can no longer see it, and maybe you can find your foot. If the back bend is too much, you have your strap. That's where you can make a little loop. Not the easiest thing to do to bind. Press the foot into the hand, pull the foot towards you with the hand. Let that lift your low belly first. Breathe. Front body greets back body, so we find balance in this shape. Inhale to release. Exhale, hand down, and just sweep. I'm going to swivel around so you can see me. Sweep the leg out to the side. So we're in this gate pose with our legs. Nice. Right leg out, left arm lifts. I'm going to do the same side as you rather than try to mirror today because it's going to get complicated. Exhale, thread your arm underneath. Bend your knee a little bit so you can grab foot, ankle, shin. Inhale into your back, then exhale, straighten the leg, drop into this twist. Your front hand on the floor is doing that same action of turning the knob, turning the shoulder blades on behind your heart. That's where we're delving for that universal sense of support. Nice. Inhale, unthread your arm. Reach it to the heavens. So we're tickling the surface. Exhale, hand down. Lift up onto your knees. If this is too tender for a knee on the earth, you can always slide your blanket under. Root down through shin and foot to rise up. So we greet that power of Lakshmi. Greet your radiance. Root to rise. Exhale, cascade over your leg. It'll be a shorter cascade with toes forward. So just reach your top arm over. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, opposite side. Hand to earth. Big crescent with your body. You can wiggle your hip. Try to find where you can reach a little more fully from. Inhale, hand. Exhale, heart. Turn your toes up. Bend the knee a little bit and cascade over your legs. So we're getting a little bit into hip flexors, side body, glutes, everything being greeted. Inhale, root to rise. That's our play today. Come back to your hand for support. Your arm over your ear. Lift the leg off the earth. So our roots are not just downward. Our roots can reach through the water for other things to bind onto. Lift the leg, lift the hand. Exhale, lower. So it's like you're in the waves of the pond. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Have a little more weight on your leg than on your hand. So maybe shift your weight back a little bit so the fingertips are light in the mud. Inhale to lift. Last one. Exhale to lower. This time as you lift, bend your knee, bend your elbow. Turn your heart to look up, reach your palm back, and maybe you can find your foot here. So again, not going for too deep a back bend. Press the foot into the hand, more opening your heart, your shoulder. Resist the hand toward you. Breathe into these possibilities for the in breath. Release on the out breath. Paint a big arc with those toes on the earth. So sweep the toes all the way around until they find the other foot. And we try to do that without looking with our eyes. And let the knee pull down toward the other knee and then reach toward the earth. Hips, get a little breathing room here. Finally, let the knee land. Turn your gaze inward. Reach your heart forward. Hips stay high, hands in front. Just a little heart opener. So rather than child pose where the hips go back, you're in this high child position. Inhale to unfurl up. Same leg that was lifted crosses behind. So right leg behind left. Feet go wide. You can take your block or your blanket and come back and sit. This is a hip open, but it's early to do a hip open. We do not want to go into our knees. So our practice today is to honor sit bones wide. So just see where is okay for you to be to greet your pelvis. Reach up your hands. Take your Padma Mudra, this lotus blossom, down to your heart. So the Padma Mudra brings balance to our body, heart, mind, emotions. Serve your palms to the sides. Reach your left hand down, right arm crescents over. You might want to take some micro movements. So we're playing below the surface. We're setting the foundation. We're finding our roots from which to grow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, opposite side. So not your deepest hip opener, more of a greeting. Where am I in my body today? Exhale, come forward with your hands. Slide your block out the way. Unfurl your legs back to all fours. You can be kneeling on your blanket. Exhale to the cat arch shape. Inhale, heart forward. Add a little elbow bend. So there's lots of ways to tap into our strength. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale to neutral, and we take the same play opposite side. So let's see, we started right leg, so left leg, right hand, lift, lengthen, reach. Exhale, curl in, cat arch, press, elbow, knee, finding your center. Inhale, reach, lift the thumb and the foot a little higher, but let the lift also draw the belly up. So our foundation is clear, the hand, the shin, and the rest is reaching to be radiant, to be brighter, to be lighter. Exhale, press on top of your knee, a big squeeze so you fire up your core. Inhale to lift. And then last one, elbow crosses outside of the knee. Woo, find that power of your low belly moving up and in. Reach Keep the knee bent. A big playful arc. Gaze follows your thumb, maybe to find your foot. A gentle line. Press foot into the hand first, then resist your hand back. Maybe the elbow lifts ever so slightly. Breathe into the possibilities of this shape. So we try to greet areas of our body we have not talked to in a while. Inhale, unfurl with your hand, your leg. Exhale, hand down, leg out to the side, gate pose. I'm just going to swivel around so you can see. Inhale to, oh no, we got a thread first, sorry. Let's stay down and thread. Inhale, right hand lifts, take that twist. Ooh, it feels so good. Exhale, thread under, bend your knees so you can reach something. Whether you grab your thigh, your calf, your foot. Take that bound, breathe into these possibilities, and slowly straighten that leg any amount, twisting your spine, belly in, heart rate. Gazing up, radiant light, the possibilities. Exhale to unfurl. Inhale to rise. So now we set our foundation, shin bone, foot, press down, and we can be the roots of the lotus as it gets taller out of the water. Maybe the head, maybe the fingers popping above the surface now, creating more joy, more abundance, more light. Exhale, cascade over your leg, just a short arc to see where you could go. The body wants to come forward. It wants to dive back under the water, but you want to stay buoyant. Feel like you're dragging the extended foot and knee toward one another, so there's a sense of floating upward rather than crashing downward. Inhale over. Exhale, hand to earth. Just take that side crescent, gaze up rather than down. Come back up, hand, head, heart. Lift the toes, lift the knee, micro movement. Exhale, a bigger sweep. So we're reaching through the debris of our world, through the debris of our bodies, or our restrictions, to find a little more freedom, radiance, and ease. Inhale up. Big breath. Exhale down. Lift the leg. Float the leg. Float the arm. Exhale. Drop in. Let the body lift. Let the body lower. One more. Lift and hold. Feel the hip be hugged with that loving embrace. Bend your elbow. Bend your knee. So it's like that high five hand. Turn your heart. So we're looking for the light. We're looking for the possibilities. And you serve your palm. You can't necessarily see where it's going. Maybe the foot and hand can find one another without looking. Just let it appear. Let the support be there for you. Foot presses hand, hand resists foot. Little baby back bend. If you feel any twinging in your low back, just bend the knee a bit more and reach it away from you. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, hand comes down. Let's see. Stay in your crescent and paint a big arc with the toes of your extended legs. So like you have a paintbrush in your toes. How big and bold and bright can that half circle be to meet the opposite toes? Keep your heart rate. Drag your knee to greet the other knee. Oh, start to feel the lengthening around the pelvis. Reach the knee down to the earth, and only when you really need to, let the body follow it. Oh, turn your hands forward, and then that same leg will just step behind, so your knee will cross behind, feet go wide. We take our Gomukhasa on the second side, sitting on your block or your other blanket, high, medium, low, whatever is appropriate. You don't overdo your knees, but you greet your pelvis. One side very different to the other. So when the hips are tight, it's pulling our body forward. It's that overabundance of giving. Our goal is to breathe our back body a little fuller. Sweep the hands to the sides. Root your little fingers down, little toes down. Let thumb and little finger join, and once again, just cascade. It's like the lotus coming at nighttime, back under the water, back home to the heart, back to your base, where we honor our intention to shine a little brighter, to call home the forgotten parts of self, to drop in a little deeper with radiance, abundance, empathy. Good. Open your palms, open your heart, reach the palm down. You're welcome to put fingertips first. We get a wrist stretch. Fingers, wrist, hand. Exhale, crescent your upper arm over. Ooh. Inhale to rise. Opposite side. So again, the option to come down this way, fingertips first. Bending at the knuckles as we did on all fours. The wrist may hover or land. Claw with your fingertips to press the earth away and reach overhead. Woo! Always finding something new. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come forward, uncross your legs to slide your block or whatever your prop was off to the side. Press your palms. So we did our fingertips, knuckles, wrist creases. We did that little backward stretch. So now enjoy the power of your palms. Feel like you pull your hands towards your knees. Woo, belly bright. Exhale that old breath out. Inhale, keep pulling hands to knees, but let your heart reach way across the room, almost all the way down. To come back up, try to drag your knees so your belly leads the way. The arms simply follow. Curl toes, drop in, rounded spine. Forehead taps the earth. Exhale out. Inhale up, so we start in the arch. You lengthen by hugging hands to knees. Feel like the hands are turning the knob. So now our shoulder blades drag down behind your ribs and actually tap your ribs to the earth. We're coming back up. Don't go past the point of no return. Inhale, back up. Curl toes. Round your spine. Let your low belly tuck in. So it's a lengthening of the back body. This one all the way down. Hug, hands, knees. Inhale, heart across the room. Slowly land belly all the way down. Swim your arms forward. Reach your legs long. A little play. Lift the opposite arm and leg. So you're now the fish in the pond, swimming around the roots. And then make it a little smoother so there's no pause in between. One just leads to the other. A few more floating strokes. Just pausing, slowing the breath. Make it as effortless as possible. And then slowly land. Make a diamond with your hands on the earth. So maybe first finger touches. We're in this diamond shape. Good. Slide your right elbow a little further out, and we're going to roll onto our right hip. As you do so, press your left hand, draw your right shoulder blade down your back a little. This is a deltoid opener, front shoulder opener. So we're opening the front of the bottom shoulder. We'll rock and roll a few times. Exhale back to your belly. Still that sense of playing under the ocean. Sliding the arm energetically a little further away, rolling up on to your side body. Feeling how the shoulder blade goes down to greet your hips. So we're not letting it pop up to our ears. Maybe even lift your head. Exhale back to belly. First side again. Slide the hand energetically a little further away. Inhale. Sweep into shoulder open and maybe tap the foot to the earth behind you. Ooh. Exhale back to your belly. Second side last time. So the hands trying to widen. So as we roll, there's room to grow. Shoulder blades down. Heart lifts. Gaze lifts. Bend your back knee. Maybe just see if you can find the earth for support. Exhale back down. Now drag both hands back as if you were doing your heart opener. So the shoulder blades lead the way all the way up to a baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, lower your belly, lift your legs. So we become the bottom of the rocking chair. Flex your feet, lift your heart, curl toes under, through plank, all the way, Adho Mukha, down dog. Pause for a breath in down dog. Rock your hips to the left. Rock your hips a little bit to the right. Just a nice little play. Or you can be on all fours and take the same actions. Good. Inhale, left leg lifts, one-legged dog. So now our foundation is our two hands and our right foot. So they press down. So the belly lifts, the foot lifts. Imagine your foot's just kicking above the surface. It's lifted up. We become lighter in our torsos. Level your hips. Bend your top knee. Take that same cat arch. Exhale, cat arch shape. Elbow, knee greets elbow. Inhale to lift. Heart long, leg long. Exhale, bend knee. Tap your elbow and slide down to your wrist. So we're really setting our roots. Slide back to your elbow. Inhale. One-legged dog. So we're just going to do this little dance of floating with the current. Exhale, bend the knee. Cat arch your spine, round your spine. Tap elbow down to your wrist and go across to your opposite arm. Woo. And then reverse back up. Oh, you can keep the knee bent and have the wild dog shape. Exhale, same one again. Elbow, knee to elbow, down to wrist, across to the other wrist, up to the other elbow. Woo! And back to wild dog. Then we'll go the opposite direction. And again, if it's too much on wrists, you do it with your knee down. It's all still doable. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow, down to the wrist, across and up. So we're painting the circle. You can paint a circle once one direction, once the other direction, and then woo! Foot to heavens, heel setting into the foundation. We'll step up with this leg, same principle. Bend knee, cat arch, knee to elbow, and then just reach the foot forward and heel toe it inside your hand. So just a gentle transition. A baby step in with your back foot, straighten the front leg, lift your heart, so a little hamstring play, and or two little blocks to find length. Exhale, bend your knee, lift your heart. Inhale, pour your heart inside your leg. So the hips are wide, the spine is long, and we can reach to really shine our full radiance. Exhale, bend your knee, look forward, just like we did in plank. Exhale, hands go outside of your foot. Keep drawing that hip crease back, just a nice little play. Last one, inhale, deep lunge. Exhale, fold over the center of your leg. Walk your hands in, maybe come onto the heel. Feel like you're trying to drag the heel back toward the other foot so your belly is strong, heart is light. Exhale to fold. Land your foot. Look around you. Make sure you have your strap handy. And then swivel to a wide-legged stance. I'm going to swivel around so I'm facing the right way to you. Same foot that was forward, so your left foot, thread your right hand to your left foot. So the same as we did in gay pose, you go under your arm, grab your calf or your foot, and then slowly straighten to this twist. You get this nice spiraling action of the spine. Woo, once, twice, enjoy the twist. Good, then slide your hand to the midline, so the hands are under your face. Looking forward, so wide-legged stance, hands under heart. The hand that just let go of the leg now becomes the hand holding the bow and arrow. Press your feet, light on your fingertips. Imagine resistance. Draw your hand, come into a twist. Draw your elbow to the heavens. Draw your belly to your spine. Root through the outer edge of your heels, so we're always rooted into this moment in time, that sense of Lakshmi keeping us powerful and bright. And then release and shine. So your hand comes above the surface of where we've been messing around in the depths. So we receive the gratitude when we can finally shine above the surface. You can place a hand on your sacrum to make sure it's level, that hasn't gotten tipped off to one side or the other. Inhale to reach. Exhale all the way down. And then we'll thread the opposite hand. So bend the knee. Left hand to right ankle. Grab your foot. And inhale, twist. So you're spinning open. The elbow of your bottom arm is like a door, opening to peek through. What do we find there? Can we breathe in and out evenly? So the dance of Lakshmi is that balance between giving and receiving, and that's for our own bodies too. Exhale, release the hand from the ankle. Grab your bow and arrow with it, fingertips on your bottom hand, root to lift, to twist. Exhale to release. And again, you can find your sacrum, make sure it hasn't gone tippy. It often chooses to. Nice. Shine a little brighter back body as much as your front. And then exhale, hand comes down. Reach for your strap. Good. Gather your strap in your hands. Have your knees a little springy and soft. And then we slowly unfurl our way up with our strap for a shoulder open. I know I can see everyone again. Good. Reach your hands forward. Feel a little resistance. So try to pull the strap apart. Reach it overhead. As you draw the strap in two different directions, can you feel your shoulder blades pulsating? Give it 3 tugs. Micro-bend your elbows. Tug once, tug twice, belly up, shoulder blades down. Now reach your arms long behind you, upper body arches. Hold the strap just between your thumb and your first finger so we don't overdo. Turn your palms up and let the arms cascade down behind you. You may need to go wider as you go. There's always some shoulder talking. Can we smooth out that disconcerting dialogue? Find balance, come back up. That gentle tug, root to rise. See, Jennifer just got her strap, so we'll repeat. For you, exhale down, one more at your own time. Again, your roots are springy, your heart is bright, elbows bend, that little tug. One shoulder blade will respond more readily. Make sure your belly is greeting your spine. Reach your arms long, gently looking up. Exhale, slowly keep the resistance between the hands. So shoulder blades squeeze in as you come all the way down behind you. All the way, long arms, long arms, long arms. Yes, that's it. Coming back up last time. Gentle tug, micro bend the elbows. Woo! All the way up, 5-pointed star. So you pause just to check in. Have my shoulders crept to my ears? Are they still down? And slowly come all the way forward and down, and we'll swivel to our second side, left foot, Parsvottanasana. Inhale to lunge. Exhale to lengthen. Inhale to lunge again. Exhale to lengthen. Come inside your leg. Bow inside your leg for space. Exhale to bend. So we're just moving around. It's like you're trying to tap back in to the sensations we've neglected outside your leg, so your hamstring is greeted. Inhale to bend, last one. Exhale to lengthen, come onto your heel. Drag your heel energetically towards you. Maybe find fingertips or blocks. Final fold. Drop back to your lunge. Plant your hands under your shoulders so the foot moves out of the way and your leg lifts. One-legged dog. And then we'll take that little knee play. So second side, leg high. Bend your knee. Tap your elbow. Slide to your wrist. You know where you're going. Across to the other side. And up. Bent knee dog. Foot like kicks through the surface. So we dive back under, opposite direction. Elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow, and up. Just a nice little play of power. Lengthen your leg. Slowly lower it down. We work through plank to our belly. So just hover for a minute in plank. Push forward with your toes. What's across the room, across the pond? Pull back with your heels, keeping us in the moment. Often to come down, we're just all forward and rushing. So reach across her and pull back with your heels, up with your belly. Then imagine the strap, the little shoulder shrug. Imagine the strap. Shoulders down as your belly lands. Ha! So nice to arrive. So blanket the hips if you like. Hands are hugging back so our heart is bright. Then we lower our heart, lift our legs. Find a little power, take your legs wide. Exhale, legs to the midline. Keep dragging your hands energetically back so we're lengthening across the water. Open wide again like we're swimming now. Exhale together. One more. Inhale wide. Exhale together and then slowly land. Arms long, legs long. Turn your head to one side and just shake your hips. Feel how you can press your whole entire body into the earth. From there we ground to grow, we root to rise, we call home all the parts of our being that we may have left behind. So simply reach one arm forward, roll onto your back, very delightful. Have your blanket close by, your blocks close by. So I have to do a little maneuvering there to get my props ready to explore. Good. Have them close by. We'll do a little play on our back. Perfect. Good. Well, since we're up, a slow, gentle unfurl down to your back. So our whole spine is lengthened, is greeted. Our hands come to the sides of your mat. So you can actually hold your mat with your palms and feel like you're pulling it in two different directions away from you, like you're trying to deepen the hole in the mud. Bend your knees so your toes tap the earth. Root the base of your skull as we did when we were over our roll to feel your low belly engage. And then inhale, just flick your toes out of the mud. They lift on the exhale, they bend on the inhale. Can we keep our body rooted and grounded and not lose our connection to earth? So breathe in as they're down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. Lift your head, if your neck's okay with it, to look straight up. Exhale to lift. Inhale down, maybe shoulders just come off the earth. You're still drawing the mat away from you. Exhale to lift. So we're playing this hollow shape, this sling shape. We're supporting our life force within. Toes down, body down. So another little play. Your blanket will go over your ankles with your legs extended. And your blocks, they're not really necessary on your hands. It just makes it kind of a fun play by your sides. So coming back to Padma, the lotus, seeking clarity by digging into our depths, into our foundation, into our strength, so we can give and receive equally. Press your skull, drop your belly, and inhale your back ribs. Exhale, blanket, maybe an inch or two off the earth. It's not heavy, but it feels like it weighs a lot. Good. Inhale down. Same little play. Exhale, blanket, and they may not even come off the earth. Blanket and head. And then inhale down. And the last one, as soon as you feel your body, belly losing the earth, you go back to the one before. Inhale, blanket, hands, head. So we're in this funky position. Then we offer out. Bend your knees. Serve your palms to your feet. Open them back down, hands overhead. Any part of this little play. Woo! Exhale in. Inhale. to open, and your toes can stay on the ground all the time. Last one. Exhale, up. Yes, we're all shaking. Inhale, down. Release your props. Kick your blanket off your feet. Stretch long on the earth, and we'll come to our next heart open. An easy sit up to rise. Press your feet, lift your head, your shoulders. Resist hands to thighs, or hold a slow unfurling to come up. Yeah, you got it. You can always lower an elbow, take your feet a little wide, lift your hips, lift your heart, slide your fingertips behind you, and just a few moments of gratitude for your hips. A little rock to the right, a little rock to the left. Good. So our second heart opener, so we lay over the rolled blanket to begin with. This one you have a block, or you'll take your blanket rolled up in a little bit more of a bundle for your shoulder blades, and your opposite one either high or medium for the crown of your head. So this serves as a little massage tool for our shoulder blades. Find your seat. So we slowly lay back. You can use your elbows on the earth to get it. So it's just, your shoulder blades can kind of squeeze the block. And then your head is supported by your second roll or block, high or medium, whatever is most comfortable for you. Reach your arms to the heavens. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades down and up once or twice. When they come down, feel how your shoulder blades hug the block. So hug it evenly, left and right. Keep lengthening your tailbone away from you, and then bend elbows. It's almost like that bow and arrow action with both arms. Elbows tap the earth, palms reach. Either keep legs bent or straight. Sand angel, hands reach up overhead. Exhale, elbows bend, and you should feel, if you're in the block, your shoulder blades nudging, or your shoulder muscles nudging the block as your elbows come down. Inhale to reach up. Consciously breathing gratitude into your back body. Remember honoring yourself with empathy. Exhale, come down. Notice which shoulder blade's trying to move you off the block or move the block away. I find it such a great inner dialogue. Last one. Elbows squeeze, a little play, left and right. And if you're on the blanket, just try to find a little space between the shoulders. Let the arm bones land, and then sweep your hands all the way down to your hips. Inhale, lift your head, bend your knees, hands to thighs, root to rise. Ha! Feels so good. Heart open, heart right. Just slide your props off to the side so we can gather them up as we need them. Bring your legs a little bit closer, rock, or find your way to a squat. So you're remembering the press of the block behind the spine, even as you move a little bit. So this is our little in-between pose. We got one more on our back before we come up. Squeeze your elbows wide to your legs. Place your palms together. Take once again Padma, that offering of your true nature to yourself. And if it works without hands, rock back down. So we want to squeeze the elbows to the knees, and the knees to elbows as breaks. So by squeezing your elbows in, you come down slowly. Nice. Or you lower a hand. Just a little play of bridge. You got it. Slowly unfurl back down. Ooh, resist hands to thighs. So we keep playing under the ocean with the foundation of our body. Now we'll enjoy and celebrate that open heart. Feet under knees, hands to earth. Imagine the block between your shoulder blades puffing your leg. Follow that by lifting your hips. So as if that block has continued down to your sacrum. Your hands can hold the edges of your mat and feel like you're pulling it in two directions away from one another. The base of your skull, our foundation, still roots into the earth to lift your heart. Press the feet. Press your right foot more. Feel like it's turning a doorknob with the right foot, and maybe the left foot can flick the dirt off to clear, to bury the roots a little more firmly. Lower left. Press, turn, inhale right. Notice if your hips rock to one side or the other as we go for this little play under the pond water. Press right out a heel to tone your glutes as your left leg flicks off that excess. One more time, right, press, root, rise. Good, lift your hips a little higher, maybe even interlace hands under you as if you were binding with the strap and taking that forward fold. Base of the skull roots so our foundation is strong and clear. Breathe in a breath of gratitude, of empathy for all. Release the palms, untuck the shoulders, slowly lower your spine, one vertebra at a time. So we're clear in our foundation, clear in our intention to ground, to grow. Lift the head, lift the arms as we did in our little hollow play. Resist your thighs to slowly root to rise, and this time we will come all the way up. Feet in to your squat, however works for you. A little play as we find our new foundations. Our foundation was the base of our skull first, heart and hips. Now it's our feet. So root down to rise up. So nice to arrive upright. So we're going to find our thighs before we take our standing poses. So come to your wall. I forgot to introduce the wall before we started. If you don't have a wall, you'll just be playing chair and holding your legs. Yeah, it doesn't matter how far away you are. Feet, your shin length away from the wall, low enough that you can now slide your hips down and bend your knees to a right angle. Slide your hands out your thighs so we're clear in our intention to root the earth. Press thighs in with your hands. Try to widen them back out with your legs and feel how your back body fills to greet the wall. So we're doing a lot to find length and stability in our inner body before we curl our heart a little further open. Good. Then press your hands down so your arms long. Try to reach your legs away from you, further dropping in your low belly. Then slide your hands inside. You can have your feet so you can just squeeze and feel how this wraps the power of support. Release the effort of the arms overhead. Notice if you're losing your back from the wall as you reach your hands. They don't have to arrive at the wall. We're just breaking the surface. You've got this imaginary hanging bar to pull on. So your heart is open. Arms wide, arms down. Then gently press the wall, root to rise. And shake it out. Might be time for a little water break. So we'll take this sense of chair, this sense of strength in our center, this play of opening our heart into our next little flow. So come and stand, left leg, good. Inhale, full reach, like you're swimming your hands above the surface, tippy toes. So we're very light on our foundation, but we're very centered. Exhale onto your heels. Reach your hips back as if you were finding the wall. Exhale, bend your knees, your back. It remembers the press of the wall. That stable foundation of connection to source. Lift left heel, left toe, left leg all the way back. High lunge, take a little play. Left, and right. Remember those crescents we did. Exhale, swim down to the earth. Check out the press of the feet as you root to rise up, bending your back knee as you come. Cactus your arms, reach your fingertips back. Nice. Inhale, lift, back up, stay low. Sweep forward again. As you come up, bend your back knee a little deeper. Oh, imagine a hanging bar. So we lift our low belly, heart gaze, release it, and shine. Keep your heart lifted, tap your knee once so you know where the earth is, and then let it land. Okay, the blanket will come next. Exhale gently, reaching forward. Feel free to spread your blanket under your knee for a little protection. Reach right arm forward. Reach hips back. You can come to full runners if you like. Reach right arm forward, lift the thumb, lift the back knee. This little dance we've done before. Exhale down, fold in, runners. So each time we come back, we're diving under the water, checking our foundation, regaining our source, our commitment. Inhale, leg, hand, gaze follows the thumb. That same dance we did all the way around. Maybe the foot is there, or you take your strap and you just kind of hook the foot in your strap for a little bind. So there's many options not to overdo the low back. Take a breath in, curl your heart open. So first we greet above the surface where we might be going, and then you're welcome to dive under. You could either place elbow on block or the earth or not for a deeper hip opener. Ooh, hello, possibilities. Very gently release the hand. Gaze inward as you curl a little back. Runner's lunge one more time just because we can. Palms to the earth, under shoulders. Float your back knee. Squeeze your front knee to your arm bone. Feel how that lifts your low belly, lifts your foot, lifts your leg. Plank. Exhale, heart forward, heels back. Everything we've already explored. Shrug your shoulders and gently roll down. You're not going to hang out too long. Inhale, lift your legs. Take one little swim, one little kick wide and in. Flex your feet. Heart lift, toes capture the earth so you can press away. Back to plank. Back to Adho Mukha. Take a few little pedals here. This is your back release from the back bend. So feet go a little wider, hands go a little wider. And we just create a little more space in our being. Good. Slowly walk your feet forward. Lift your heart. Swim your hands by your ears. And root to rise. Good. Come back down with the lotus shape of your palms, this little muscle memory to really be cleansing the way, accepting what comes up on the journey, then open, elbows to ribs. We call this, oh how wonderful, hands open, shoulder blades squeezing. Exhale, fold forward, wrap your body in support. Find your outer heels. Inhale, lift your ribs with your arms. So maybe you can offer out, imagine you're lying over that block. Last one, exhale, curling in, just playing that heart opener. Inhale to open. This time we're gonna hinge back. Bend your knees to chair. Imagine the wall there, and then we'll go ready for our little dance second side. So lifting, let's see, where are we going? Right heel. Left heel, left toe, left leg all the way back, high lunge. Sweep under the water, check your foundation of your feet. Inhale, lift up, micro bend your knee so we can shine our heart. Exhale, fold under one last time. Inhale, little bend of the knee, tap the earth once. Tap the earth twice, third time we land. So a little control there. Diving back under, so drag back knee to front foot as we reach forward and down. Hip opener. Woo. Any little movements that you desire of your hips or a nice greeting. Light on your left hand, right arm forward. Start to bend your knee once, and then come to runners. Okay, I am on the wrong side, so I might have cued you wrong. I'm going to do a little step back, step forward. So my right leg is back and my left leg is forward. So just make sure we get two legs. We're thankfully only two-legged creatures, not four-legged creatures. Right leg back, left leg forward, my bad. Runner's lunge. Reach forward, same hand as leg. Come back, runner's lunge. So we bow in. Reach forward, bend your knee, lift your hand a little higher. So we're just testing the weight, right? Exhale, last runners, hamstrings. Inhale, bend knee, unfurl your light, unfurl your heart, release. Whatever's holding you back, hand finds your foot, or the strap goes over your foot. You do not want to go too deep, too fast. So the strap is a little friend that just hooks your foot, and this is where we can play. Good, if you got the strap, you draw in, resist away. If you have your foot, you take that little play of the press. One breath in, one breath out. Maybe elbow on the block, your deeper version. So we're locked into this world of our hips, but we're still trying to open our heart. That's the dance that we play with Lakshmi. Can we find brightness and radiance no matter how we feel other parts of our life pulling us down? Gently release the leg, the quad stretch, curl forward. Find your hands under your shoulders. Lift back leg and reverse. Find your way back to plank. A little play in plank before we come down to our belly. And then shrug shoulders, coming down, however works for you. Knees and no knees. A little baby cobra, because we've explored possibilities. Take your hands wide, so the hands are wide on the floor. A little dance of your shoulder blades, as if the block were there. As if we were squeezing it and reaching our shoulder blades to give it a big loving embrace. Nice. Press your hands. Come to all fours. A little counter pose. Child pose with your hips a little higher than they might usually be. So I like to walk my fingers forward and find space in the front armpits. Find space in the front of your heart, because we've been focusing on the back. Unfurl your way up and make a little roll with your blanket, maybe in thirds. A little support for our hips. So we'll be playing with bow pose. If you need a strap, keep it close by. If there's too much press in the low back, you'll just be doing cobra on the roll. So we'll see where we go. Hands come forward. Lower your hip points and your belly button, so upper part of your hips onto the roll. So if you notice the roll tips me a little further up, without the roll, I'd be tipped a little further down. So it begins the back bend for us. It lets us root our hips, but shine our heart out of the water, the lotus starting to come into full blossom. Good. Right arm forward. Left arm does this little serving as you bend your left knee, tap your foot, just see if it's there. Exhale, hand forward, that same diamond shape we did for our shoulder opener. Inhale, serve the opposite hand. Exhale, back. So also the blanket should be tipping your pelvis down so we're not dropping in and crunching our low back. So that's our whole dance today. Can we honor? Can we bend? serve, open. And maybe the bind is just because it's there. We're not over efforting. We're simply arriving. Press the foot into the hand. See how you get a little more lightness. Decide if you want to do one side then the other, or maybe you can serve, bend, and bind both feet. The blanket again, floating the heart, flex the feet, press them away once. Keep drawing the low belly in, press them away twice. There's no right or wrong, we're just letting our blossom shine a little higher out of the water each breath, each increment. Exhale down, release feet, release hands. Rock a little forward. The blanket should give you a nice bit of space in your low back. Nice sense of freedom down there so you have a little more room to be. Pause here before we root to rise. Nice. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Curl your toes. Press with your knees to lift hips. Lift knees. Dog pose or counter pose to the back bend. So just play hips right, left. You are your best judge. What is too deep? What is not? What is right? What is not? Step your feet a little bit closer. So we have two options in dog. One is the release where you bend the opposite ankle, bind the leg, and twist. You take that right and left. That's the low back release. If you want to play a little more, step one foot, a foot in, turned out slightly. Lift the opposite leg. Lift the opposite hand to leg, and maybe play that same tap or bind. So we do the twist, or you do your little dog bind, just offering movements to explore. So if you're twisting, you thread, grab, and lengthen. Not so different to what we did in our opening poses. If you're playing, the heel turns in, the opposite hand lifts. It's that same little circle, bind, and play. Nowhere we need to go, just a journey for everyone. End up in dog pose. So nice when it's over. Walk your hands toward your feet. Grab one elbow with the opposite hand. Shake your head, yes, no, left, right. And then we'll unfurl our way up a slow root to rise. Whee! Finding our way back above the ocean. There you all are. Shrug your shoulders, roll your heart open. Reach your hands, reach your legs wide, five-pointed star, just a cascade to make sure we are balanced. That we're honoring the journey, that we're finding gratitude for all we can be, shining out with empathy for all that's going on around us, and yet reaching for something new. One more little playful balance, and we'll take a shoulder opener on the wall, heel, toe, feet to midline, sip your water. So a slightly different class today. So hand, palm back, same as we did that little wrist stretch earlier. You don't need our blankets. Your palm is down and your hand is on the wall. There you go, find your wall. Walk away. Palm on the wall. Take a breath and micro bend the elbow. And first just move your head away from your hand. This is nerve flossing around the neck. Oh, I know. You can even take the opposite hand to the side of your head, and if you're like me and your neck stuck on that side, you're like, oh, what's going on? The third one, little pull, a little press, and come back. Good. And then slide your hand, shake it out. Nice. Take your hand back to 9 o'clock on the wall, so right behind you. Step forward with your inside leg. Fingertips claw, so breathe, heart to fingertips. Grow your arm longer. Then exhale, turn your heart into the center of the room. Huge shoulder opener. So you can just play. You're leaning on the inside leg for weight. You're reaching forward, reaching back, rooting down. So we're now above the water, finding more possibilities. Turn your heart away twice. So we're pulsating with the current of life force. Shake your hand down. That's a lot. Come to 10 o'clock or somewhere between the top and the bottom. Same action. Weight bear, claw with fingertips. Draw your shoulder down your back and turn your heart away. Yeah. So what we don't want is the shoulder popping up to the air twice. 3 times. So shoulder blade going down, heart lifting. I have my hand to help turn my heart. Ooh, and then shake your arm. And I feel like me, I'm doing right arm first, which is tighter, then come almost all the way up. It's like 11, 11:30, claw fingers. Breathe bright, lean in and turn. Ooh. Shoulder going down, body reaching long. Yeah. And then either go to 12 o'clock or you can play. Go back to the hand in as we had it. It's a little mini back bend. Spin your foot forward, weight bear like we did, but then spin your foot in, turn your heart so your hand is on the wall. Take the other hand on the wall and unfurl up the other side. Okay, that was just a little trickery to get to the other side. So palm, fingers down, arm extended. Yes, I'm a hyperextender. Micro bend your elbow. Take a breath in and just floss. Neck reaches away. Neck reaches in. Neck reaches away, hand to head. Neck reaches in. One more, just a little wake up. If you feel nothing, you're blessed. That is empathy. Slide your hand a little further back. 9 o'clock, sorry. Stand on your leg closest to the wall. Lean in, opening the front of the shoulder. Hand presses, heart turns. So we're just pulsating our way into this shape. And then let it shake out. 10 o'clock with your hand, a little between the top and the bottom. Again, a baby step forward with your inside leg so you're weight bearing. Turn your heart away and feel like you're trying to drag your hand down, but don't let it drag down. Shoulder blades drag down, belly lift up. We don't go into our low back. Lots of things parts of our body want to move to compensate, but we are being honoring. We're sending gratitude into the shoulder and then almost to the top. Breathe in, reach long. Same, you can even lean close to the wall. There's no right or wrong here. This is your body, your shoulders. All this time forward on computers and things, this is the counter pose. This is the gratitude, the greeting of your innermost self, your innermost radiance. And then that playful one, either stay where you were at or turn your palm back down. Start to turn your heart, turn your feet. The upper body lifts, do not go into your low back. Swim your opposite hand over. Press it on the wall and unfurl up the other side. So that was just a little dance of possibilities. Yes! We'll do a little low back release, hands to hips, heart open, feet wide, and hinge. So you just take your forward fold, take any intuitive movements. So our dance, if we're not honoring the sensations in the parts that get used the most, it's like the conversation that keeps going on. It's the path that we keep walking down. We're trying to find something different, find something new. Good, unfurl your way up. Our next we'll explore is quads. So, thus the request of the wall today. Have your blanket folded lengthways away from the wall. Have your blocks or your props either side. And come and kneel. So I'm trying to bring some more poses in that we would typically do in the studio by adding the wall. Yay. So if you've got a wall, your toes are to the wall, your legs are forward. So we come up onto our fingertips. So your feet, the wall is now the floor. Your feet are on the wall. You got it, good. Take your left knee to the baseboard. That's why you have padding, because we don't want to go too far, too fast. Good. Your hands can come onto your blocks. There we go. As you move your hips back toward, before we move our hips back toward, look at your foot, make sure your toes are flared, though the foot is not sickled. Good. Now your right leg, toes come out to the side, curl them under, lift the knee, and heel toe your foot forward. So we're ending in lunge with our leg up the wall. I think you're all there. Good. So this is our prep. Our foundation is now the foot, the knee. So we plant our foundation into the mud. Really squelch your foot down. Cat arch your body, just like we did our first cat arch today. Hips move back toward the wall. Then inhale, slowly unfurl one hand to your knee, the other hand to your knee, and if it's too much, you stay on your blocks and you make them higher. Press your hands into your knees so you unfurl, low belly, ribs, heart. Now, if you do a lot of hiking, running, biking, your quad will be talking to you, so you may well just stay forward, right? And if you were sailing, your quads might be talking. If you're able to get your hips upright, you can play cactus arms. Ribs to the wall or hands to the wall. 2 more breaths. Squeeze your heel toward your hip flare, your little toe wide. Yes, I know the quads are talking. Send a loving breath into your knees and then slowly come forward. We come out the way we came in. Front knee kneels down. Back leg comes forward and switch sides. Knee to baseboard. Toes out to the side. Lift the knee, heel toe your foot forward. That's where the props are helpful. One will be different to the other. Our theme again, coming with the power of love, abundance, blessing, energy, as you round your spine into a cat arch to move your hips back. Make sure little toes flared wide, and then hands to knees to try to find that tilt, that lift of the heart, the back bend shape. Notice that your opposite hip wants to hike up and we're inviting it to drop down. Send a loving breath of gratitude into your quad. Your hands can find the wall or they stay on your blocks. Whatever is appropriate for you right here. And now one more big breath in. A huge sense of empathy, of brightness, of gratitude for all your quads do. Come forward. Woo! Come back to kneel one leg, kneel the other leg. Take a few little movements with your hips, and then we'll come back to our long mat with a block sideways for our shoulder blades, and your blanket for your head. If you're feeling really bendy, you could go high. If you're feeling tight, you can go low. Let's just see what happens. So our last heart opener. We've opened hips, thighs. We've opened shoulders. We're working on opening our heart. We strengthened our belly. We've laid the foundation in the mud, under the water, like for the lotus before it can actually blossom out. So last heart opener, come down to elbows. So your block can find its way just below your shoulder blades. The top edge hits the bottom of your shoulder blades, or your blanket is just rolled up underneath. Lengthen your tailbone away any amount, and then slowly find your way down. You'll have to nestle your blanket or your other block, whatever height is right for your head. It will tip back this time. This is our more intense heart opener. So if there's any gripping in the low back, lift your hips, lengthen your tailbone. If it's too much, the block needs to be lowered. Maybe extend legs. Maybe reach your arms overhead. The block will feel like an intrusion into your space. As all these changes and fluctuations are like in life, Right now they're intrusions into our usual patterning. Not that the patterning's right or wrong, but we're inviting change, inviting something new, inviting the brightness, the lightness in. Cascade your arms out by your side. Just feel where the shoulder blades go. Do they nudge the block evenly? Ooh. Find a place of stillness for a last breath. In here. Always something interesting going on. And to come out of this one, bend your knees, hands to head, lift your head. So we're above the water. Back to that sit-up position we've done. Our neck is strong. Our heart is bright. Hands to thighs. Take a breath in and rise back up. Woo! That's a really powerful heart opener. Hands behind you to celebrate this space. So we have two options here at the end. A bridge pose, restorative bridge with a block high side is one option. If you practice a full back bend, if there's anyone there who wants a full wheel, your body is in the right time and place for a wheel. So I'll demo the bridge for a moment. Feet under hips, this will be your celebration, arms by your side row. You do your little fan, your hands wide, shoulder blades in. Scoop your tailbone to lift your hips, tiptoes. So you might enjoy this high back bend. Make it active first, where you root down with your arms, root down with your skull, hug your feet toward you to lengthen your spine. Quads are powerful, but we already lengthened them. Option to place the block high side under your sacrum and enjoy the light. Same principles apply for a back bend, except you're adding arms over. We did a lot of wrist work. We did all the preps. It'll be the same bridge with your hips. Hug with your feet. Your legs do the work. You pause on your head. Take your hands a little wider. Dial those two knobs with your hands, shoulder blades down your back, and it's the legs hugging that lift you up. So if you practice a wheel, go there. If not, your bridge. So be prepped. Leslie, you can try a wheel. You're all warmed up for it. Knees bent, arms by your side. Breathe in. Greet the doorway of your back body, the way to find some new possibilities. Fan your hands wide. That plugs your shoulder blades in. Then sweep your arms long. Your fingers may touch your heels. Inhale, lift your hips from your tailbone. Good. That's when you'll come onto your tippy toes to slide your block, your prop under your sacrum widthways, so it is a support. If this block is angled, you need to engage your feet more. Arms are long, base of the skull presses, so your chin lifts ever so slightly. And this is a beautiful heart-opened back bend right here. To make it active, just press your feet a little more firmly and see if the hips can go higher and then come back down so you can incrementally explore. So nice to be so light and bright. And if anyone's playing a wheel, there you go, Leslie. You do two. 1, 2, and the third one will be bridge. Nice. Now we'll all go lower on the block for our next bridge. So take the block to a lower height. So now you feel your front body starting to soften inward. It's been reaching for possibilities, shining so bright. Now we soften inward, almost like the sun setting. Sacrum is broad, belly soft. Then lift your hips, go to the lowest height. So we work our way back down to the earth. Nice. So you're on just a low block. Stay on the low block here. Extend your legs long. Reach your arms overhead so the front of the hips are soft rather than gripping. And then bring your hands back down, bend your knees. You can either stay on the block or come off of it. 1 foot happy baby. 1 leg long, just doing a little dance here of opposites. So greeting our hip, you can bring your foot down, you can stretch the leg out, simply finding space and separation. Good. Switch sides. Whatever you did on one side, do on the other. Leg long, 1 leg happy baby, either on the lowest height of the block or already on the earth, where we will all be in just a moment. Release your foot. If you're on the block, slide it away. We take a twist and a balance and Shavasana. Good. Lift your heels, lift your toes, fly your wings to the earth. Let your knees rock down to one side. So we lengthen after a back bend, then we twist, stabilize, and rest. In my twist, I love my top hand to resist the knee down, the knee resists up into the hand to create more space around your sacrum, your low back. Good. Inhale back through center. Exhale, second side. Again, that option to flip the hand down, resist the knee, take a little play of the side body. Oh, one so different to the other, and then come back to neutral. Hands press both knees away. Knees resist in, and you nestle your back body back into your foundation, back into the root, back to where you came from. Then slowly reach arms overhead, legs long away, belly drops in first. Let the feet fall wide, the arms sand angel for the last time, remembering how it felt with the block between the spine. Recreating that space, that delight, that brightness around your heart as your hands land out from your hips, as your feet roll open and your gaze drifts downward and inward. Pause here for the duration of 3 slow in-breaths, 3 slightly longer out-breaths. It's your time to enjoy.